Hi, I'm Abby Brokan. Welcome back to Exploring Salem. Today we're downtown at Riverfront Park and we're going to take a ride on the Sternwheeler. This Sternwheeler conducts some wonderful tours for people for lunch and dinner. Let's check it out. All right, well, we're just about setting sail on the riverboat.
Here he is. Okay, we got a volunteer. Why don't you, hey Jim, why don't you give the one to one of the other two? Okay, are we ready? He lost his jacket already. And then turn it around so people can see that their life jackets are identical on either side, so there's no front or back. However, there is an upside down. Yeah, then you could cinch it up like you would a seatbelt. And last but no, not so hard.
Wow, now this is my first time on the riverboat while it's been taking a cruise, and so far it's just absolutely amazing. It's a really stable ride. It feels fantastic. The air is great, and we couldn't have picked a better day.
There you go, Captain Abby. If you're going to be up
Thank you.
the bridge, you got to look.
Well, thank you. I like it. We're here on the riverboat with Captain Richard Chesbrough. So tell me a bit about the history of the boat.
Well, this boat is 21 years old this year. It was built in Newport, Oregon in 1990. And we brought it up the river from Portland back in 1998, I believe. Yep, February of 98.
Wow, and how did its uses transform to tourism and serving the community of Salem?
Well, it's always been used for tourism and as a dinner boat. And of course, today we're having a lunch cruise. But we do a lot of weddings, a lot of private parties, birthdays, anniversaries, you name it.
Yeah, what kind of things do you tell people who take cruises on the boat? You know, the historical info and the interesting notes.
Well, there is a lot of history about riverboats on this river. People don't realize there used to be 55 of these boats on this river back in the 1800s. And that's how Salem got its beginnings. It was a riverboat landing. And it was a popular one because of the slough going around the back of Minto Brown Island, which is where a lot of the boats like to stop and spend the night. There's actually 9 boats that were built right here in Salem as well, and unfortunately 9 boats that are lying on the bottom also, because every one of the boats that work this river is lying on the bottom somewhere along the river.
Well, tell me more about the kinds of events that people have on this boat. What are their favorite things to come on here for?
Well, any kind of family get-togethers. Since we've been here in Salem, we've had over 200 weddings on board. And that's always fun when families get together. Lots of anniversaries, class reunions. We've had a number of proms, high school proms, and
a beautiful place for prom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like today, we have a senior center on board. It's a way that seniors can get out and enjoy the river without having to climb into a kayak or a canoe or a small boat or whatever.
I'm here on the boat with Ariel Ellis, the camera guy from today. What do you think of the boat so far?
I love it. You know, it's smooth, relaxing, terrific lunch. What more can you ask for?
Did you have any favorite parts of the cruise?
I think the captain's historical trivia was pretty interesting. You know, the birth of Salem, and who knew the river history.
We're back with Captain Richard, and I was going to ask you about the engineering side of the Sternwheeler. How exactly does it function?
Well, this boat is a diesel hydraulic system, and it does have split paddle wheels, which also makes it quite unique. But actually, the diesel engine just pumps up hydraulic fluid, and then I, in the pilot house, move the fluid around, and I have 4 hydraulic pumps, so I can operate the paddles independently. I can put one in forward and one in reverse. And by the way, it is a real functioning paddle wheeler. There's no hidden propellers underneath. And then we also have one for the bow thrusters and another pump for the stern thrusters. So the only thing the engine does outside of running the electricity for the generator is it pumps up hydraulic pressure.
I see. And how is it maintained? How do you guys make sure it's staying in working order?
Well, we have an engineer, and that's his primary responsibility, is keep everything functioning properly. Unless it's something really technical, we do most of the work ourselves. Changing the oil and keeping everything lubricated and all the fluids up to speed, and change the oil just like owning an automobile. And the diesel engine in this boat is a Cummins engine, which is just a wonderful piece of equipment. It just lasts thousands and thousands of hours, of operation.
Well, I'm loving the music, I'm loving the boat, I'm right here on the front, I'm Queen of the World, and we're going to head back inside and interview Barbara. We are here with Barbara, the captain's wife, aka the Admiral. So tell us more about the kinds of events people like to have on this boat.
Well, we do everything from weddings, of course, which we do probably 50 a year. We do a lot of wedding vow renewals, anything from 1 year to 50 years. We do family reunions, a lot of them in the summer. From November till mid-January, we do a lot of Christmas and holiday parties, and we keep our decorations up in January because a lot of companies, like our restaurant, can't take off time for their crew. So we do them in January for them, and that's kind of a lot of fun. Valentine's, all the holidays are really, really big events. We do Mardi Gras, we do a big Easter Sunday brunch. We have the Easter Bunny here, and he does all sorts of things. We have the schools come, and they get a little history lesson about the river and about Oregon, about riverboats. And then we play some great kids music, and the kids do the limbo, and they really have a lot of fun. Birthday parties, sweet 16s, quinceañeras, just about anything where you want a private room and a private setting and a captive audience, because once we're in the river they can't leave, so you don't have anybody walking out. We do business meetings for companies, for corporations. So we'll just about do anything that you would think to go anywhere and have a private thing. We do, of course, as you saw today, all the food's cooked right here in the kitchen. So it comes out nice and fresh. It's not sitting in Cambros for hours.
It was very tasty.
Good, thank you. And so we have a full bar service, so we can do all your non-alcoholic beverages. We can do punches, but we have a full bar and a nice selection of wines.
Do you have any specific stories that are some of your favorite experiences from the riverboat?
Well, one of my very favorite weddings, we had a couple come on board for dinner one night, and then they called me and said they wanted to get married on board. And she was 87, he's 92. And you're just never too elderly to fall in love. And it was a real, real special occasion for us. We just adored them. But we've done bar mitzvahs. We've also had a wedding, a Mexican wedding. Everything was Mexican food. We've done Indian food. We've done German food. We've done Hawaiian luau's. So, and my husband stayed up all night and roasted the pig in the backyard. Don't ask me to do that again. But anyway.
Well, this does sound like a wonderful place to have events to remember. And did you have any final thoughts about the riverboat, why people enjoy it so much?
I think just because, we cater to whatever you need. I mean, I don't know if you noticed today we were bringing plates up. We had 8 different menus going on at one time. People that have diabetes, people who can't eat salt, people who wanted chicken with no sauce, people who wanted fish. And so not every restaurant, when you're doing a private function in 1 hour, will give you that opportunity to have the restaurant cater to your specific needs. And even a little child who had macaroni and cheese. But I think that's part of why people enjoy coming here. They get great service. I think we have a wonderfully friendly staff. And of course, they get an opportunity to drive the riverboat. And where else do you get to do that? And you get your certificate. And everybody's welcome to come up and blow the whistle and put their hands on the wheel. And it's an awesome feeling. So I just think it's a real special place.
Well, we've had a great time exploring Salem on the riverboat. We want to thank the captain and his wife for having us aboard and having our guests aboard. I also want to thank the camera guy, Ariel, for helping out today. You have a great aquatic name, sorry.
It was a wonderful time. Thanks for bringing me.
Well, thanks, and let's end the show with a dance.
There's no music.
Sure there is.
Or just even enjoy the river. Pardon me a second. I am driving the boat at the same time here, so I need to. You know, speaking of Indian words, I learned another new Indian word recently. Abby, did you know that the word vegetarian was an Indian word?
No, I didn't.
It means lousy hunter.
3, 4, 5, 6. You're sitting on a boat. I'm on a boat, and
By the way, we've got to do that for outtakes. We did switch it back to both channel 2 input. I mean, I can. Okay. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Everybody look at me because I'm sailing on a boat. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Take a good hard look at the boat. Fantastic. Record? Oh, are you sure? Wait, zoom it out more. Boats are so fun. Boats are the best.